Hey guys, welcome to Flat Creek Outdoors. I'm Phil, and today we're going to put in our second rotation of a buckwheat crop in the very back of our field back there. This serves as both attractant for deer hunting season, but the big thing really is that this is part of our 2-year soil improvement project that we're starting here. This actually, we're into it. We have started it already. We've already put one buckwheat rotation through here, and since buckwheat is really a short-term crop, it'll be done within 6 weeks or so. We could probably stretch it out to about 8, but then it'll be done, and then we can put down our fall and winter cover crop in the same spot. So today I've got to spread a little bit of fertilizer. I'm going to be spreading the seed by hand because I actually don't have that much seed left, so I don't want to put down too heavy in spots, and I found it's kind of hard to do with this. So I'll be spreading it by hand. And then before we get into that, though, we've got to till and do some other stuff. This little tool rack is in the way of this spreader. I can't get the spreader up as high as I'd like, so that comes off. If you're interested in this tool rack, I've got a whole separate video on that, and that is through my partnership with Artillion. They've sent me a number of products to try out, but this modular tool rack is super handy. And lately I've just been using this little bin back here to carry chains, tools, chemicals, buckets, whatever we need to carry around the farm. This big crate, this big basket has worked out really well. So I'll drop a link to that video down in this video's description if you want to go get some more info on the tool rack. So what I need to do now is just load up the fertilizer and seed and supplies and all that and haul it out to the back. Now it's just a partial bag. This is my buckwheat seed. Just going to put it in there to transport it to the other side of the property. That's my bag spreader. Now we can go. So this is the buckwheat patch. It did pretty good, and I just didn't want it to go to seed. So I've already mowed it down. But you can see it's popping right back up. The stuff that didn't get completely mowed is popping right back up, and my plan here is to go ahead and till all this in, but I want to spread that fertilizer first and get it good and incorporated into the soil. Like I said, this is all going to get tilled in. This plant matter is going to break down, add nutrients to this next crop, and we're going to do that about 3 or 4 more times over the next 18 months before we plant trees in here for the first time. So like I mentioned at the beginning, this is all part of our plan to improve our soil here for Christmas tree growing. And our last soil test was pretty poor. I will test it again come this next spring, and by that time we'll have had 3 crops through here. And I'm really interested to see how much the soil changes with those first 3 crops. And then that'll give me an idea of how much longer and how many more crops we need to keep on doing here in order to get the soil where we want it to be. So I'm going to spread this now, set you guys down over here. The spreading part will go really quick, and then I need to hook up the tiller, and we'll come back and till it, and then we'll spread the seed by hand. Here we go. tilling looks pretty good. I like how when you till it, it leaves a nice level surface. So the last time I did this, I came back through and I did fertilizer and I did the seed with the tractor. And the tractor left its tire tracks through the freshly tilled soil. So I'm trying to avoid that this time so we don't get all those tire tracks, and we have relatively smooth plot here now. So I'm just going to walk this by hand with the bag seeder, distribute all the seed that I have. It's going to be a little thin for this size patch, but it is what it is. We're going to make do with what we got, as I always do. And I don't think this will take that long. Even though it's by hand, it goes surprisingly quick. So watch how this goes. I'm keeping track. That's a little less than half of my seed. So I should be able to walk a little less than half of this plot. So I've walked the whole patch now, going left to right, and I've done 2 full bags with the spreader, and I've covered the entire plot with what I think is a pretty consistent spread of seed. But I do have a little bit left that wouldn't fit in my last bag. So I'm going to take the little bit that I have left here. This is maybe 5-6 pounds, that's it. And I'm going to go the opposite direction with the remaining seed, which, like I said, isn't that much. And that should help fill in any holes that might exist. All right, buckwheat patch is done. Now we just cross our fingers and hope for a rain shower here and there to get this all beat down into the soil and get it to germinate. If we don't get any rain in the next 2 days, I'm going to be dragging the big sprinkler and the hoses up here, which I've actually never tried to drag it this far. I think it's going to take every bit of hose that I have to get all the way back here and get some water down on it. But kind of playing the timing here more than anything. I'm trying to get this to mature by the beginning of September, and then I want to, in September, get my fall and winter plot on this patch. So even though there's not an extensive amount of rain in the forecast, I'm playing timing here and I'm trying to get this done. So you see my process. If you got any questions or comments or suggestions for things I could do different or better, I'm always open to that kind of stuff, and I'm going to wrap it up. So leave your comments below if you got any. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.